How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffled Rowlet, and welcome back to a brand new video. Now today, guys, we're going to be doing a little bit of a comparison video of the graphics and the areas between Pokemon Yellow and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Now one of you guys suggested me to do this, and I thought it'd be a fun thing to do. So let's get started with this comparison between the different areas in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee compared to Pokemon Yellow. So starting off this whole comparison, we have actually Professor Oak's lab. Now I'm going to be going in the order of the trailer here. So the first one we see here is Trainer Red, or whatever you want to call him. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be red or not, but it does look like red, and you got that Pikachu right there. And that is the first thing you will notice. Now next up after that, we have ourselves a pretty interesting image, which is outside of Professor Oak's lab, and you see you are in Pallet Town. You even see the chubby guy down there. He's standing, you know, next to the area which leads you down to Route 21. So you see him right there. Then as you continue further up, you see that there is a Route 1 that is missing the Pokemon guy. Now, people did point out that in a different shot, you can see that there is a trainer on the far right up there on the route, but that is not the Pokemon guy. The Pokemon guy is supposed to be right here on the left side, but he is not there. So as you continue on the side there, there's supposed to be a trainer on the other side there, on the right side. I think in some different versions of the Pokemon Gen 1 games, depending on which one you play, I guess, but that's kind of that. So as we continue on here, we get to Pewter City. Now this is Pewter City. People have done enough comparisons and realized that this is it, because you do have that Pokemon kind of Poke Center right next to, you know, this kind of ledge where you jump off, and then of course the houses on the side there, which is just like Pewter City. And of course, if you follow the path all the way up until the top, you will find the Safari Zone. Now as we continue on here, we get a picture of the female character again in Professor Oak's lab, you know, just standing there getting her Eevee, which looks freaking awesome. Now as you continue on forward, you will notice that we are now in the Pewter City, or rather we are in Pewter City. And then actually, if you do notice here, a lot of people weren't like thinking that there was not going to be any gyms, and I was one of those people. I was kind of scared that we're not going to see any gyms in these games. But if you actually look in the top left corner, you do see there is one of those gym entrances or gym logos, whatever you want to call them, like a little statue type thing, or like a, I don't even know what to call it, but basically it says that there's a gym right there, so that is pretty awesome. We now know for a fact that gyms are in this game. They're at least in the game, but I'm not sure if we're going to be able to challenge them, you know, and actually battle them, if there's going to be some sort of, like, weird trial type of thing going on here. And, like, when I say trial, I mean, like, you know, them making it like, oh, you're not going to have to battle us, but if you do this quest, that's how you get your badge or whatever. So, that's one of the things. But as we continue forward here, we get to Viridian City, or, sorry, Viridian Forest. Now, it's kind of weird for me how they organize this up. They kind of like skip between areas in a really strange way, but we are now in Viridian Forest. A lot of people thought this was like an upper part of Viridian Forest, but it's actually this area right here. As you will notice, this is actually like, it's Viridian Forest's part. Like, it's really strange for me to explain this, but basically it is a part of Viridian Forest that's like right at the start as you're running up. So you encounter one, you know, bug catcher, then you go all the way up on, the, you know, on that side, you'll encounter another one, and then there's usually a Pokeball that contains an antidote on that route as well. So that's kind of that, but yeah, either way, let's continue. So you follow up next to the parts here, and you get yourself to Vermilion City. We're now in the freaking water, or next to the water right here, as we continue on. And now we go to a picture which shows us Oak standing on Route 1, it looks like, you know, looking at them Pidgeys. And I guess this is how you will approach him, and he will take you to the Pokemon lab, and, you know, he'll give you a Pokemon. And again, here's a picture at him in his lab, and you'll notice that he is actually studying some Rattatas and some weird Pokemon. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but, you know, he's got some weird stuff on his, you know, whiteboard at the back there, so that looks a bit strange. But we continue on, and now I feel like we're again on Route 1 with the Pikachu, and with Red kind of introducing how Pikachu's going to work, and, you know, how Pikachu reacts to the trainer. And then again, we're back in the Pokemon lab, Pikachu sitting on actually, you see how there's a Pokeball right on the side there where Pikachu must have come out of it. So basically, we're just sitting and looking at Pikachu as it's casually, you know, getting used to us. Now we continue on again. We're in the Pokemon lab. I think this is when you're just about to like leave and go on your journey. And here is an interesting one. So this is actually Route 2. It looks like. So this looks like it's supposed to be Route 2. I mean, unless I'm getting it wrong, but it does look like Route 2. And this is this area right here. So basically, you go into the grass, but it doesn't seem like you're gonna actually go into the grass to catch Pokemon through like random encounters. Rather, you're gonna go to that Pidgey, and it's gonna attack you, and, you know, you're gonna go into a battle, which you actually end up doing. And then here is the Pidgey Battle, which again just looks like kind of weird to me, like that they didn't really upgrade the backgrounds and stuff. It almost reminds me of a mobile game I've seen which has like similar graphics, so that's kind of a moot point for myself, but it is what it is. So we continue on, and here it looks like we are actually around, like, I think Vermilion City trying to catch Pokemon in the water, but I may be wrong. That's what it feels like to me, because there's a lot of water around, but it looks like really shallow, and I guess that's the whole point of how you're supposed to catch them, you know. You can't really, you know, just jump into the water and just try to catch them like that, but it's supposed to be shallow water and stuff. Well, then when you're with Lapras and stuff, maybe it's different, but I don't know. Besides that point, though, it is really shallow water, and you're trying to catch a Staryu. So, that is that. Now we continue on. This is actually a interesting one. So, a lot of people, like, get a bit confused about this one and what route it is. Now, this looks to me like Route 3. And this is Route 3 most definitely, because it leads up to the entrance to Mount Moon, if you continue on the trailer. So, you continue up, you see them running up, and this is exactly the entrance to Mount Moon. It precisely looks like that, and it looks pretty awesome, I'm gonna be honest. So, that is the entrance to Mount Moon. Now, once you're inside of that, you're actually inside of Mount Moon, and I'm not sure which exact area this is, but you can basically climb down the ladder. So I think this is the kind of closed off area if you kind of don't follow the exact path to get out of Mount Moon, but rather you take one of these sideways, or you go, you know, a different path. That's basically what this looks like to me. So kind of an interesting little point there. But yeah, this is Mount Moon in a nutshell. You continue on, and then you will see these kids. They're playing, and they're actually on the yeah, I think the Cerulean like the Cerulean Golden Bridge, or whatever you want to call it, like yeah, I think, yeah, that's essentially what it is. It's like the Cerulean City, like, bridge or whatnot. And you see there's a bunch of trainers you take on there, and at the end, you're supposed to take on a Team Rocket member that's going to, like, force you to join them and whatnot. But, there you go, that's the battle, and you can see right here, you can also see how the battle looks like in terms of the world around you, because it actually turns into the, you know, the golden-looking bridge and whatnot. So, that's pretty interesting. Either way, we'll continue on here, and this is a part that I didn't really recognize. It's kind of hard to tell what this place is in terms of, like, you know, areas, but if you guys can figure it out, let me know in the comment section down below. Then we continue on, and this is supposed to be the Pokemon Go hub, which is the area where you essentially get yourself your Pokemon sent from Pokemon Go into Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. You see a few Nidoqueens, a Zapdos, a Dratini, freaking Charizard. I see Onix in the back there as well. So, yeah, you know, a lot of Pokemon. So, we continue on here. And this is actually one that I had a really hard time figuring out. So, you seem to have a hard time, like, seeing it because of the whole "you're" in your face here. But, you do see a Pikachu and a Meowth and the trainer battling. Now, the interesting part is that it looks like the trainer doesn't look like... It seems like the trainer's almost changed outfits slightly. I mean, I may be wrong here, but it looks like the trainer changed their outfits slightly here in this, you know, in this image. But in the background, it looks like they are fighting on the SS Anne, I think. I may be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. And we continue on here. This route right here, this looks to me like route... Something like Route 4, maybe. This is kind of what that reminds me of. But I think it's more likely to be Route 3. And the reason for that is because it has that elevated area kind of on its, you know, above it, like kind of to the north. It has that kind of elevated area like Route 3 does. So I'm not really sure if that's what it is, but that's kind of what it reminds me of, though. So we continue on, and this is essentially going to be Route, I think, Route 20. Around Route 20, because either Route 20 or like Route 18, the water in Route 18, which I don't think it's going to be, because I don't know why it would be like in the water there, because you have an actual road to go on. But this to me looks exactly like, you know, straight up just Route 20. And then, of course, if you go to the left side, you'll get yourself to Route 21, which we saw in the leaked image of Lapras, and this exact, like, you know, Lapras image. So, I don't know, but this also could potentially be, you know, Route 13, the water outside of Route 13, if you can even go there, but... You know, that's sort of the thing. Vermilion City, you could also be the water there, but most definitely this isn't that, or, you know, this definitely has to be Route 20, if I'm going to be frankly honest, or like the, you know, the route down from Route 19 could be that as well, but I don't know, I digress. Either way, let's continue on. So, the next part here is actually going to be, as far as I can tell, this looks to me like the cycling road. That's what it looks to me like. This looks like the cycling road, most definitely. Now, there is a chance this isn't the cycling road. This could be something else. A lot of people suggested, you know, is this maybe Route 6? Because, you know, you have that kind of, like, twisting area. It, like, twists a little bit. But I don't know. This looks way more like the cycling road to me, in my honest, frank opinion. Because I don't think this could be anything else, in whole honesty. It straight up just looks like it is supposed to be the cycling road. Because the cycling road does have a lot of areas with a lot of, you know, type of like grass-looking areas. I mean, they're not really filled with grass, but that's kind of what they look like. And of course, the cycling road probably doesn't exist in this game because we don't have a bike anymore. You just ride your Pokemon from now on. So I don't know, but it also wonders, like, it's kind of a question to me then is like, you know, when do you achieve the ability to kind of ride on your Pokemon if you're going to be on the cycling road this early on, or if somebody's, you know, they just film this as a kind of a, you know, oh, let's take, you know, you back to that area so we can film this place so we don't spoil all the other areas of the game. But I digress. Either way, we'll continue on here, and now we're down in the, I think this is the tunnel that leads you from specifically, I think, Cerulean City down to, I think, Route 6. So this actually, yeah, this is literally what it is. So this is the tunnel that leads you through Route 3, you know, from Route 3 to Route 6, you know, when you go essentially under Saffron City, as far as I can tell, that's what this exactly looks like. Now, you continue on here, and this looks like Route, I think, Route 13. That's what it reminds me of, like Route 13 down, like, you know, leading around to Route 14. Actually, no, this is the Route 14. Now that I think about it, wow, I just messed up. No, this is Route 14. This is Route 14. So, yeah, this is Route 14. You can see that it has that fence on the freaking like right side here. That same fence is on Route 14 as well, so that looks like it's supposed to be that, but I could be wrong again, I don't know. Now we're back in Lavender Town, actually. Gonna go a little bit up here. So we're in Lavender Town, we're in the Pokemon Tower. You're catching yourself a Haunter, which is gonna be awesome, by the way. So yeah, we got ourselves Haunter, looking hella fresh, and I actually really wish we could see some gameplay images from it, but I guess we'll have to wait and actually experience it ourselves. But we continue on, and this is actually Route 13. This was Route 13, and this is where I got a bit confused. But this is Route 13, as it seems to me. There's a chance this could also be Route 12, but like since they're really close to each other and essentially in the same path, I think it really doesn't matter. So Route 13, Route 12, that's essentially what this looks like. You continue on, and this, it looks like one of the, I think, the Team Rocket hideouts. Now, the next image right here, this actually is the SSN as you're battling one of the fishermen, I think. You continue on, and again, I think you're back in the Team Rocket hideouts. Again, another Team Rocket hideout with Blastoise this time around. Then another hideout, you know, image with Arbok this time around. And then, of course, we come to the Mewtwo image. Now you're in Mewtwo's bloody cave, you know, up at Cerulean, the Cerulean Waters, or, you know, this Cerulean Cave, what do you want to call it, up in Cerulean City. This looks like that. So, yeah, of course, you know, you got Mewtwo to deal with. And, yeah, that is kind of that one. I feel like we're kind of going through most of them, but there's still a few ones that I want to go through real quick, which is the freaking route right here. Now, this is the last image you see, kind of the last images you see. Now, this one right here, this is actually the route 3 leading down from Cerulean City. You will notice that, like, it has those bumps leading you down. Like, you have a bumpy kind of like a, you know, one of those roads where, like, you have to jump down, you can't go back, while there is also a clean road leading you straight down. So that is exactly like Route 3. And then the final image here is actually on the cycling road again, it looks like, because you see that trainer up there, that girl standing there, and also you see a Pokeball on the grass. So that means that we're going to have items showing up on the ground as we have had in the past as well, which is awesome. So yeah, that is kind of that, guys. But yeah, that's kind of the comparison. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Ruffled Rowlets. Have a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.